Once upon a time during the mid-90s, I thought I wanted to be a rock star. I bought an electric guitar, realised I could only just about play along to some Oasis songs, and then got distracted by work and university as I grew older and the dream faded. Rocksmith was a reason to dust off my axe and plug it into my Xbox 360, as not only does it play in a similar way to Guitar Hero, which I'm actually rather good at, but also turns your console into a full-on amp and effects box and teaches you a thing or two to boot. It's difficult to tell who this is aimed at though. When you first fire it up, it acts like you've never picked up a guitar or bass in your life when it tells you how to hold a plectrum. But as you begin playing along to the likes of Muse, the Rolling Stones, Stone Temple Pilots, the Pixies and Jarvis Cocker, it ranges from letting you play one note to denote a whole series of notes in the game, to suddenly making you move your fingers all over the fretboard in order to play a solo. There's no difficulty setting, so the game adjusts to what it thinks is your level. However, at least for me, playing notes along the same string in one place is very different to switching strings and moving up 10 frets and trying to find a new place to play in half a second. I can see this being very daunting for anyone unfamiliar with guitars in the first place. At a glance, it's also tricky to tell at first which string is supposed to be the green or orange one amongst the 6 to choose from, but this does get easier the more you familiarise yourself with the system of icons and symbols which tell you whether to play chords, finger tap, slide or pitch bend your notes, as well as the journey mode, which lets you play a list of tunes, then perform them in front of a cutout crowd for the chance to play an encore and unlock new venues, guitars and amp sounds. There are challenges to complete, and you can practice phrases, riffs and chords of specific tunes, so when you play the whole thing, it's not such a surprise to your fingers. This is useful, but the loading and tuning screens between every option can slow things down. There are also a load of mini games to unlock in the Guitarcade, see what they did there, but this really didn't float my proverbial boat, so to speak. Rocksmith does have promise as a teaching aid and certainly raises the bar over playing at being a rock star with a plastic guitar. Just don't expect to warm to it straight away, but just like learning or relearning any instrument, practice does make perfect. Rocksmith gets a very good 7 out of 10.
You've been watching a review from Gamesweasel. If you want to get the show each week, which includes video game reviews, news, previews, competitions and special features, then head over to Gamesweasel.com for our video podcast, Gamesweasel TV.
Gamesweasel.com